wanna turn you in the flesh.
Wait, I have to stop you. I was so following your logic until you said, oh, you know, Lod's beaten H-Box, so don't worry about that one.
He's like the best peach in the world versus Puff.
Drop it.
I don't believe it.
It's a script.
I do not believe it.
Oh my. Oh no! Wait!
Oh my.
And not handing over the ball to the bottom. Very tricky. This could be it. We're going to game 5, Mike.
Yo, he's still got the tornado.
Oh, the turnip finally hit.
Oh,
Is he too low? He's making it back. He's and on. And that's it.
And we'll never be top
Winning his turnip
My character's way too slow.
the Fourside Fights
Dashing
featuring
to and
Zane, Chroma09, almost, Rishi, and Lod in some order, but we land on Lod. Citizens of Fourside, I'm Jackzilla, and I know, number one, 144p pop-off footage like I saw earlier today on BBats' Twitter is just better than modern HD renderings. Number two, Cody Schwab's last stock is worth 3 stocks. Number 3, there are only 3 or so Go-style divine moves in Melee history. And number 4, Supernova 2026 had 46 commentators across all their games and events. In my view, it should have been 50 with me, Zane, and also my dad and maybe Chroma. Let's go to each side. How many casters should Supernova 2026 have had? Let's start with our victorious pundit predictor starting at 10 points and number 1 Wally fan. It's Zane.
I think that they should
this
have.
is all mixed up. I'll fix it.
The points are messed up. Yeah. You said you think 20. How many should 2026 should have, or how many should 2027
have? This year. How many should they have had?
2026.
Yeah. You think 2026 is the answer for the number of commentators?
Yeah. And then next year they add 1, and every year it's an audition to be the new edition.
Okay.
That should keep the numbers pretty close to the actual year that the event takes place on.
Number 2, let's go to our a consistently flawed predictor. The number 1 Wally fan, or sorry, I'm now confused by the points. The villain of this show, and the number 6 Chape fan. It's Chroma09.
How am I the 6th Chape fan? Everyone changed their name to Chape Trap House after I changed my name to Chape Trap House in the Melee Stats Discord, and let that be known. Nels probably was under the gun. Probably did have it about the same time. Came at it independently. As for how many commentators there should be 0. You know, when I think about Supernova, I think about, VGBC. I think about Xanadu. I think about drunk guys showing up in purple suits to gamble on horses talking about the game. That's really all that I need in 2026.
Okay. I apologize for my clumsiness. I've got the points all correct now, so we're ready to go.
Yeah. You owe me another 10 points.
That means we can go to our best coach since V-Money. It's Rishi.
My answer to the question is a very respectful half as many as there were. And I would like to emphasize the respectfulness behind my answer to that question.
It would have made him for a more legible, readable commentator
graphic
poster. Yeah, the graphic.
Thanos looking ass Rishi.
It would have made for a live stream that I listened to.
I did not listen to it.
Respectfully.
And finally, he's at -5 because Zane got points for correctly predicting, and Lod loses points for making me look foolish. So he's here to gloat and float. It's Gonal champion Lod.
To answer your question, Supernova is our community's chance to break records. Just like Supernova 2025 had 2,422 entrants for Melee singles, Supernova 2027 should have 2,422 commentators. We're going to set up microphones for all players so they can commentate their own matches.
Oh, wow. That makes it doable. That's very clever.
Everyone's a commentator.
Very clever.
And then there's none of these leech commentators who don't enter bracket.
Exactly. There's no bias.
Hate that.
Yeah. Everyone has exactly one fan.
And they just drop out of bracket.
Know what we're talking about.
They just drop out of bracket for their tops when they're in top 64. It's crazy. Welcome to Fourside Fights. We've got 4 outstanding guests today who are going to act as pundits as I throw topic after topic at them. They'll give their takes. If they're entertaining or interesting, I'll give them points. If they're boring, repetitive, or patently unreasonable, I'll subtract. And of course, I can mute any contestant at any time for any reason. The player with the most points at the end is our winner. They get to commentate the 3 losers as they take it to Fourside in a free-for-all, so we can see exactly how their punditry translates to Melee. Let's get started with our first topic. We have the Gommel champion on the show. The first Peach Major win since Armada at Super Smash Con 2018. A reverse 3-0 on Hungry Box. First career win over him, I think, or it's been a while.
Our first time offline, yep.
First time offline just to enter top 8, and then Moki, Rap Monster, surviving a bracket reset to win 3-2. Game 5, last stock. And at 31, the oldest first-time major winner in any Smash game, accomplished while being an actual orthopedic surgery resident. That's the context for anybody going to Fourside Fights for your news. Lod, Zane saw the vision last week on Fourside Fights, despite our doubts. Was there a point where you knew it was your tournament? And pundits, who will be the next new player to win a major?
I think that in the grand scheme of things, the character matchups and player matchups that I ran into overall were pretty good for me. I mean, historically, I'm like atrocious against fast fallers. I'm okay against midweights, and I'm really, really, really good against floaties. And that was most of my bracket was Puff, Luigi. And, you know, they do say that, you know, surgeons can, you know, maintain attention for long periods of time. Just like in surgery, you have to stay focused for extended amounts of time, avoid exhaustion. And that's effectively what floaty dittos were, because I think combined my sets against HBox and Rat Monster twice, I think I was on stage for probably over like 2 hours, which is a long time to play like pretty intense matchups, but it was nice and slow. So I had time to like think through my decisions. So overall, I think it was a pretty good bracket luck for me. And I think it was finally my time.
Was there a point in the bracket, like, did you go in being like, this could be it? Or was there a point in the day where you were like, I think I might win?
There was 2 moments. One was when Rishi gave me the magical advice of, you just have to play more annoying. And somehow, I mean, he's told me that a lot in the past. It just never clicked on how to do it. But he told me, like, just float there and, like, they will be annoyed. Like, they will play badly because of it. And I was like, this is actually kind of working. So that was point number 1, where I finally learned how to play annoying.
We tested this out, by the way.
Yeah, we tested it out. It was tricky at first.
Yeah.
But after a few matches against Rishi of trying to play annoying, I was like, this is what it feels like to be Triff. And it worked. And then the second point was when Rat Monster beat Zane, and I was like, I have 2 sets in my historically best matchup to date. I just have to take one of them to win the whole tournament. I was like, this is my day.
That's great. All right, other pundits.
I really think I just want to say Lod saying that his bracket was like really not that bad. I mean, you still had to fight Huggerbox, who you had never beaten before.
Yeah, but like every time I play him, it's like so close. Like
and some people, I don't know who knew that this would be.
I think it's been coming. Like
there's no way to know who could have said that. But you also had to fight the best Canadian player in Canada.
It's true.
Like with the whole crowd. I mean, you know, I think you had a favorable record on Moki, but
we kind of go back and forth. I think the other moment that really stood out to me was when the crowd started cheering my name, because that like rarely happens. I mean, Peach is just not a popular character anymore, and it's very rare, especially with all these like fan favorites like Moki in Canada, Rap Monster in his new anywhere, and then like HBox, who has one entire half of the room being Ultimate players being on his side. I was like, none of these people like want me to win. But when there was a LOD chant towards the end of my HBox set, I was like, this is it.
That was just me and Zane.
That was pretty
very loud.
It was truly.
We were just really
I started
loud.
crying, man. I like felt like I was gonna throw up during set 2 of Brands. Oh my god.
Same.
I can't imagine what it was for you. Yeah.
And I mean that makes sense for you though. I want to say I don't know if I'm calling you Lod or Arjun in this conversation. I'm just gonna call you by your name. It's not surprising that you were about to throw up since you were on your 3rd can of Monster.
Oh yeah. That was. I think it was only my. Maybe.
It was your 3rd can.
It was my 3rd can. Yeah.
They got some white monsters in Canada, but Lod was.
It was like way past my bedtime too. It was a long day.
That's a chroma line, Zane.
What, being funny means I'm Jake?
A little bit.
Talking
yeah.
about
I mean,
white
to be-
people derogatory is very chroma pilled.
That's not what my brand represents. Let's make that very clear. I want to congratulate Laud, honestly, on being the first and the last first major winner ever, because honestly, there's not going to be any more new major winners. You know,
Never.
Cody is around sometimes and he's whooping everybody all the
Mhm.
time. You can't beat him.
Yeah.
Zane is quiet quitting again. He's off to try and salvage what is left of his video game career by playing Elden Ring for the first time, I believe. So, kind of by definition, nobody can win a major anymore. If Cody and Zane aren't there, you know what's going on, right? Does Rat Monster just win 5 tournaments, or we're all like, but could he have beaten Prime Mewtwo King? Is that what we're reduced to now?
We might find out.
We
This
might
is
find
such
out.
bullshit.
And the
This is
answer
such
honestly,
bullshit.
That's a matchup where I shudder for Rat Monster.
I don't
actually.
know. I don't know.
Can I just say, it's so fun, everyone trying not to give the easy answer of Rat Monster is going to be the next major winner, but it is correct, because he's not going to be the next major winner. Look, this guy has had pretty easy brackets by his standards also. Like, obviously, Laud is a hard one, but I mean, in making these runs, he's had a lot of spacies, a lot of fast followers. Yes, he did beat None, which is his worst matchup, but he
beat
hasn't run into
Krudo.
the fucking brick wall, which is Hungry Box. He has a brick wall, and I don't know that he can do it. You know who is going to be the next major winner?
Cruel to Rat Monster about Hungry Box when you were so generous to Lod, who also had never beat Hungry Box.
'Cause Lod
way
won.
more at bats.
How many
Because
sets?
he's beaten him online multiple times and taken him to game 5.
I mean, the
and he looks like
difference
the
too.
goat.
The difference too, to provide some context into what Zane said last time, is that Laud was about to win Gommel.
Yeah, that is true. Thank you,
So,
Rishi. But let me tell you who is going to be the next major winner, because I actually do think that this person has a pretty good shot. I think that Sunsei has a pretty fucking good shot of being the next major winner. He's been having a good year. He has made top 8 twice over now, and I don't think he has a brick wall. Now that he's beaten Zane, who do you think Sunsei can't beat?
I don't know that. I don't think I can think of anyone that I feel like Sunsei can't beat right now. I will say I learned some problematic things about Sunsei at dinner over Gommel weekend. I'm not going to
He's
repeat
not
them on
racist.
this show.
If you
He's
would like
not.
to get points, you could share them. We love exclusives.
None's wrong. He's not racist.
It just has to do. Well, I'm just not going to say any more on that topic. He did thank the room for having him at that dinner, which I thought was like a really nice touch. It was me, Zane, Zaid, and Aklo, so he was at least he had some acknowledgement of
Land.
of him being allowed to be there. But we did learn some pretty unfortunate things that I think I'll let him say what those things are.
Thank you for your discretion. You know, I
Maybe
know I
after
tried
he
to bait-
wins the
I know
next
I tried to
major.
bait you with points a second ago, but I actually think that letting Sunsei tell his story
Yeah.
is even braver than you sharing it for points.
Snaps.
I feel like I
move on.
deserve points for.
Well, no,
leaving
you
those
turned down
points
the
on the
points
table.
heroically. Let's move on to our next topic. When I went to see the Odyssey at the Big IMAX, review is coming on my letterbox tomorrow.
LLODYSSEY.
That's
I'll get
right.
you those
Thank
edits,
you.
Jack.
Let him know.
My
Let him
bad.
know. Let him know.
Yeah, there was a preview for the re-release of The Fast and the Furious with the tagline something like "See how family begins," and that's the theme of August: family. At Gommel, the French sisters I4 and Fak won doubles. At Supernova, the Mario brothers, Rap Monsters Luigi and Seaboss's Mario, took doubles. And in Grands, Lod won with Rishi doing some between Grands reset coaching. Which top player most needs to radicalize a family member into being their doubles partner?
Zane. Zane and
Jack-
Jenna?
Zane-
Was
Zane
Zane
and Jenna?
diabolical.
Come on.
Holy cow.
Didn't he get her to silver or gold? I think he
Something.
did.
Mhm. To gold. I
The,
think to
the henna
gold.
chic to gold. That's not
The henna
bad.
chic.
That's not bad. I think Zane is too much of a tryhard for that to happen, though. He doesn't enter teams now. Maybe what
Yeah,
he needs is a sibling, but I don't know if that's the answer. I don't think that's the one.
Chroma, you look.
I'm gonna
tense.
say it, Jack. We don't care. It's doubles. Nobody cares at all. Let's get real.
Singles is 1/3 of the examples I gave.
Come on.
And I can't tell who's brothers at all. There was a time backstage at Genesis 5. Rishi, I don't know if you remember this, and I was like asking you how Laud was, and you look at me dead in the eyes and you say, "Do you really think we're related?" And fear just surges through my mind for the next 20 seconds. I'm doing advanced math in my mind.
Speaking of white monsters,
I think I finally
you were
drew
channeling
the-
Sunsei in that moment, huh?
Is it? I'm gonna say it. None of us care about doubles. This much is obvious. We let
doesn't need to be
Europeans
doubles.
win
It needs
doubles.
to-
None of them made top 64 at GOML or Supernova. Not a single European has made top 64 in about 5 years.
Yeah, you don't think that Zane's sister could be a good coach maybe between Grands resets? That could work.
No, Henna would carry Zane to doubles. Zane has no aptitude for doubles at all, and it's because he's a younger sibling. He doesn't know how to take the reins. He must be guided by the strong force of an older sister.
Zane.
Wow. This is
Okay, I have the
parallels
answer
there.
for
I'm
this.
just thinking
I have the
about
answer
me
for
and
this.
Arjun.
It's very simple, and it would be a very easy transition to make. OG Kid needs
No.
an older brother figure, and he's right there already. I think you just make it official. There's some documentation you can sign to make Hungrybox and OG Kid legally related. And since OG Kid is such a Kanye fan, he can, drop the big brother.
Oh my god.
Like Big Brother.
No.
I think that he can start singing that along.
You know, it's
with
a
these
song
bots,
about them
and
being
that'll work
mad at each
perfectly.
other.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That-
that
have
is
you
Big
watched?
Brother.
Have you watched
Is
the
this a
Cash
big-
Box? Did you see?
Next
the
thing I
Ness
know, Watt had a
versus OG
song
Kid
by Coldplay.
secondaries?
Is this a big brother, little brother situation or like a father son situation?
No, it's a big
little
brother,
father,
little
son.
brother situation. for
Father
sure.
son.
Big brother, little brother, like the film role models. Lod, what do you think?
so I think the difference, I still think it's Zane Henna, but instead of like Rishi coming up to me and coaching me between sets, it's more like Henna coming up and just distracting Zane's opponent, just throwing everything at them, smack talking, smacking, doing everything she can to just set them off so that Zane can secure the win.
That could work. Nobody's
That is
tried
an
that.
idea.
We haven't tried being truly shitty to each other. I know that there's like a lot of like, obviously, like we tried throwing a crab at Hungrybox, but like we could be worse. And
That's
we
probably
haven't
Henna.
tried.
That's probably Henna.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Card in chat said Hungrybox OG Kid is more like a Big Justice AJ situation. Really?
All right. Points to Card. Points away from Zane for reading chat.
That
That was good. All right. One of the sneaky
I do
final
just-
words.
Yeah, final words is that now that you've said that, Zane, I do think that Hungrybox and OG Kid teaming together is not that many steps away from entering the WWE.
Yeah.
One of the sneaky best stories at GAMA was Cola. The world treats every Cola Melee win as a bizarre crossover episode, but his GAMA run featured 4 top 100 wins in losers bracket alone. The Fox has now outplaced its seed in 13 of his last 18 Melee brackets. Meanwhile, over in his actual game, so to speak, Cola got sent to losers in ultimate pools in the biggest upset of the event and went out in 25th in a reverse 3-0. The man had a better weekend in our game than in his own. Is Cola a real threat to make top 8 at Melee Majors? And who's the next ultimate star to fall down the Melee pipeline? Is this good for us, or as many posters on the internet would like us to believe, deeply humiliating?
I mean, I'll just say, I think he is a real threat. I watching him play, he is so fucking smart. And my evidence of this is Game 5 versus Slug. So Cola and Justin were warming up. Justin Dark Genix were warming up for like 45 minutes beforehand. And to hear Justin say it, and from what I saw, it was not pretty. Justin was winning every single fucking game. And then Cola plays Slug. And mid-set, he realizes, he just intuits, oh my god, Ice Climbers are a bad character. And he proceeds to only full hop back air for all of Game 5. I do think, I'm being a little bit facetious here, but I think that his mind and the way he sees the game, combined with what is actually pretty proficient tech skill, you have to have it to beat Zuppy in the Ditto. I really think he's a threat because he just keeps getting better. And he did it in weird fucking matchups at GOML.
I think
always
multi-game
good.
specialists are somebody to really watch out for. I mean, we've seen that with like, HBox
Rod.
picking up Ultimate and doing well. Me
Rat
being
Monster.
the Peach specialist across every single Peach game over my life. I mean, I talk about this in my Guide to Improvement, shout outs to Lod's Guide to Improvement, that like I took a lot from all the different games, and like Brawl taught me neutral, and like PM taught me punish, and I think that's very applicable to Ultimate.
You also
teaches
wrote,
you.
as you said that, Smash 4 taught me nothing.
Well, yes, but I didn't put much time into it. But I think I may have later revised it or talked about it at some point that like I've stolen a lot of Peach stuff from the Smash 4 and Ultimate Peaches. Because like a lot of the non-float
same
cancel
character.
movement that I do, same character, but a lot of the non float cancel stuff that I do is directly stolen from like New Days. And so that's actually my pick for someone who could fall into the melee pipeline would be Mudace, because a lot of what he does in Ultimate actually is kind of applicable to melee. He's a tech skill god in Ultimate.
Peach is so fucking
She's,
technical.
I think she's like the hardest character in that game.
More technical in certain ways than in melee. Like
100%. I mean, she's so fast. Like with 80% of the cast being zoners and Peach being like a rushdown character, like you have to be so good at movement and you have to have a touch of death with her to do well. And Mudace does it. And so I would pick Mudace as the next melee transplant from a different game.
I think Mudace is actually a really great pick. And I also agree that Cola is a top 8 contender. So definitely agree with those points from Lod and from Zane. I think the thing about coming from Ultimate is that the way you're thinking about the game is it's just solving puzzles. Like your opponent's character just has like a little toy box and you're just like trying to figure out what their toys are, and once you figure them out you just change like A, B, or C in your own toy box and then you win the game. And that kind of tracks with how Cola ended up beating Slug. That being said, this whole conversation between like Ultimate fundamentals versus melee fundamentals, I think there are players who have this skill set of like learning and improving and having a good, really solid game sense, and then you can discover that through Ultimate and then come to melee and really show it off.
Right.
I think other players that I see that in are Spargo and MKLeo. I just think that they love their characters in Ultimate too much to really give melee a meaningful shot, but I think either of them would have a sick Marth if they came to melee and played Marth. I think
Spargo plays Marth. Spargo
plays
Marth.
Marth.
And Leo plays Sheik.
Leo plays Sheik, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because they played in the Ultimate melee side event, and I think Spargo got second to Cola.
Yeah, not super surprising, but I would love to see both of their Marths. I mean, their move placement in Ultimate with any sword character is just like, it's just good, and they kind of remind me of like the version of them playing Marth and melee in my mind reminds me of Ken, of just having like good Marth aerial attack placement.
I feel like I remember fighting Void a little bit on Netplay, and it reminded me of fighting Wes, the old school Samus. Like, they are plucked from another world, and they're not doing things that you're used to, but it's all, you can feel that they are. You can feel how smart they are, and it isn't quite like they're like doing less, but I guess that is a good one way that it looks like they're doing less and making better choices.
Which is exactly why these picks are wrong for the next person to make a crossover and do well. Look, I'm going to say it. Cola is an anomaly. Fox, you have to have a punish game. The biggest difficulties for Ultimate players in transitioning to melee is developing the punish game. So the player who has fundamentals out the wazoo and can come to melee and pick Puff and win is Akala. The Steve players, who are all inspired by Hungry Box anyways, will come to melee. They will pick Puff. And
Veto.
This boys just build block, eat hot chip, complain about the rankings, need $3,000 to get out to a tournament and lie. That's all they do.
And then not show up when Steve gets nerfed by the rule set. Where were all the Steves at Supernova? There was one in
exactly. They've got a lot of free time now to play another game.
That moment of the Steve players not showing up,
you can play melee, you're not going to succeed.
Is exactly what TOs are afraid of when it comes to like experimenting with Z-jump bans. They're exactly afraid of that happening, which is that the players just don't freaking come. But let's move on to our next topic. Before
fine.
You can talk too, I guess.
I get this Cola. I get to glaze Cola. I think, the thing about Cola is that as soon as you watch him play Ultimate, he's already playing melee. He's fast. He's aggressive. He's constantly playing mix-ups in your face. He has been, like, avidly playing melee for at least the last 6 years. We've constantly seen him show up to tournaments, do really, really well against very good players in extremely tough matchups. Most recently, I saw him at Super Fusion, where he kind of diced up Sebas, I'm not going to lie. And that has aged extremely well. And he's just, like, flawless the tech skill. He's thinking it through the entire time. We saw him at the National Melee Arcade, and he lost to a bunch of puffs in a row, and this was just an amazing breakout. I will say that, like, I don't necessarily think there's going to be a next Cola, but Cola is the next Fiction.
Yeah, that's
Fiction is the person that he reminds me most of. You know, picked up Fox, picked up the text, the decision making's crazy. Like, that's who I see when I watch him play.
I really
and all you Ultimate players out there, our game is easy. Come on by. The water's warm. You're all going to do great. You're definitely not going to lose to the commentators and pools.
The Wi-Fi's pretty good.
If you want the real answer, by the way, for who it would be, it's the winner of Street Fighter at Gommel. It's Riddles. That guy is nice at Melee.
Yeah.
He just plays Street Fighter more than he
Who does he play in Melee?
He plays Falcon. He's
I was going to guess Falcon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's the best out of any of them, and also can do punish game shit because he's a
so funny
monster.
Let's move along. Before Supernova, I cursed Cody with the curse of low attendance punishment. He knew the counter spell, and he beat Rat Monster 3-2 in winners finals and Zane 3-1 in grand finals in front of 814 entrants in Baltimore. The man has skipped so many events this year that he missed the summer ranking. Then he shows up and collects all the money. Is this just what the rest of 2026 looks like? And more importantly, do I need to double down on the curse, reverse the curse, or admit that cursing Cody Schwab makes him stronger?
I've got to say it. This is just what all of the GOATs have known. This is what Ken knew. This is what Mango knew. This is what Armada knew. Retiring makes you better at the game. You have reverse cursed him. You have enabled him with powers that he has not comprehended. You know, he's used to just showing up to every single tournament on 3 hours of sleep. There's some horrible things going on with his health. His medication's not here. His controller's not there. He's showing up prepared, sleeping. I watched him at Full House. He's rifling pitches at 80 miles an hour. He's in the prime of his life. There is nothing that you can do or anyone can do to stop him. It's just over forever.
Okay.
As long as he enters the tournament. If he's entering the tournament, it does kind of feel over. I mean, you just watch him play, and I don't know. Like, what do you do? Where do you go from here? You saw Zane's tweet after Supernova. He said he gave it his all. There's nothing left.
I really thought, I feel like a lot of the times when Cody beats Zane, you can kind of tell the tenor of a Zane set from the beginning. You know what I mean? You can tell if he's playing well or not a lot of the time. And a lot of the time you're like, ooh, this is going to be rough. I thought from the beginning that Zane was playing super fucking well. And I think he did continue to play pretty well. He didn't get wrong-footed. He didn't drop most of his punishes.
It's better than last time.
He just got fucking outplayed, man. So yeah, I also feel like Cody feels kind of inevitable in a way that I wasn't willing to say, because I thought we weren't seeing Zane at his peak. And I think we saw pretty close to peak Zane.
I do think Zane has more to show. I think I think however he's been thinking about the game and formulating things, I think it has gotten him a couple rocky performances this year with some losses. But I think, and maybe this is cope, but I just feel like if he is really locked in and focused on all his opponents, I think he beats all of his opponents, and I think Cody is the one remaining. But when I talk to him over the last several months and we're talking about the game or trying stuff out, the only person he ever talks about that he's trying something out for is Cody. There's nobody else where he's like, oh yeah, I'm trying this thing out so that I can do better against Hungrybox. Like, Hungrybox, he has a game plan that he's happy with and it's working. Anything new that he's trying is just for Cody, and I think that's the player that's always on his mind.
Zane was literally going to come to an event this weekend, a personal event. And the reason he came wasn't, oh, I have to go to CEO because it's my job. The reason he gave was Cody Schwab's going to be there. He has now dropped out of CEO, but that shows who occupies his mind.
Yeah.
I think the issue with playing against Cody Schwab is that his play style like eats you up from the inside. We can't just play him off as like, oh, he's super lame, because Cody's legitimately one of the least lamest foxes out there.
He's not a lame fox.
He plays like frame perfect in the moment. Like, he's always reacting to what's in front of him. He's always playing right outside his opponent's action threat zone, and he's always just like one step ahead, willing to play mix-ups, offensive, defense, whatever it takes. And you can't just play that off of, oh, I just got outcamped, oh, I just got outlamed. It's really, I got outplayed, which nobody wants to admit and face that they're just worse than their opponent. And that's what's so devastating about that player.
he's also just like playing at like 90 BPM of his heart rate all the time. Like it just feels like nothing phases him. I was saying all weekend, and I said at the beginning that his last stock is like 3 stocks. He just doesn't fall apart ever. He just goes, shoot, I guess I gotta win it now. And I was in. That was the one kind of counter I had.
Game 5 versus Rat Monster.
What was that?
Yeah.
Game 5 versus
just
Rat Monster.
locked
He's
in.
like, the set's over now.
It's done. Sorry, kid.
There's
You
no
gotta
more
go.
set. You're getting 4 stock.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He is still a Fox player, and in that sense, like he is a little bit less likely to just completely run away with a set because he just might lose his stocks to some setups that people all know.
I
But
feel like it's the opposite.
I don't think so, because he goes to game 5 or like last stock pretty frequently. He just locks in at that position consistently.
That's
Does he go to game 5 with Rat Monster next time they play?
I could see
No
it.
shot.
Yeah.
No.
Rat Monster's
It's
awesome.
interesting that you say that because we have 2 players on the episode right now who are both really known for being clutch in their last stock. Rishi and Lod.
Who?
Like,
Oh yeah,
you guys,
I thought
yeah.
Oh, I was like
Me and
Jake and
Drama.
Lod.
All right, yeah, Jake and Jack. But you guys share that trait, and it's something that we've talked about in the past. And I think that when I've talked to Rishi about it before, it's funny because we'll be talking about like, yeah, I mean, you're playing really, really well, and then on your last stock, you're like, oh yeah, I remember I need to win the game, and you start playing like a top 15
Yeah.
player. So Cody is already the best player in the world, and then on his last stock, he's like, sorry, I'm gonna go into the negative numbers now. If you're ranking,
Right.
the limit is not defined.
I think Cody, I think Cody is, and not to super glaze him, but he's like the epitome of what makes Melee so appealing. Because people ask me all the time, like, why in the world do people play this game like 25 years afterwards? And a huge part of it is that you never have to put your controller down mid-game because you're always still playing the game. Like traditional 2D fighters, like your opponent gets a combo starter, and then you put your controller down because they have like a 30-second sequence, and we all know what's going to happen. But with Smash, there's so much like defensive options, even when you're getting comboed, that Cody optimizes the crap out of, and he's by far the best at it. And I think like he's such a good example of like what makes Melee such a cool game, because he's, even if he's like at the brink of death, he's still thinking about how do I win this position from here, and it's really cool to see.
Zane
Yeah.
changed up his combo tree because of Cody. He had to
Yeah.
stop down airing him because Cody would just SDI onto the stage. And now he just up Bs instead and then has to play an edge guard.
Lod, I want to have you back on the show so you can say that, and we'll also invite None, because I want you and None to go back and forth, because my big frustration with None right now is whatever qualms he has about Z-Jump, he is creating a flattening of Cody that changes him from being in your phrasing, the most appealing parts of Melee, like personified, to like the opposite of that. And so I want to I like the way that you put that, because I think
Sure.
that's beautiful.
Mr. Journalist versus Mr. Surgeon. We'll see who
That's
wins.
right. That's right. And he'd probably say that you're just defending Cody because you also are paid off by Big Z.
Speaking of journalism, we got to investigate Nunn's brackets. How is he always beating Sebas for top
know.
8? Like,
Seriously.
how is that happening? How is it always like, oh, he's going to beat Rat Monster, and now he's going to be in Winners Finals if that happens? The other really, the final thing I'll say about Cody Schwab is like, there was a time where it's like, oh, the Fox can win, but they can play perfect. Like Mango can just like touch the sun, or like Lethen could just go on the super run. And what we're seeing from Cody is that Cody is playing that way, and for a while is like, wow, he's really amazing at summoning his A game exactly when he needs to. And I'm just slowly realizing over the last 3 years that's not his A game.
Yeah. I think that's exactly right. Is
You've been watching his
he's
C-game.
not Yeah, Cody is not, I'm going to try and play perfect. Cody is like, I'm going to try and play pretty good today. And then every year, pretty good just became way better until we got to the point where pretty good is like, I think I could beat everybody except for maybe Zane and Hungrybox. And then when he locks in, it's like, well, he can just beat them too.
Okay. That's been the Cody Glaze section. I hope that everybody enjoyed it. Let's move on to our next topic, the Zane topic. Zane's Supernova was an Odyssey, lost to 3-2 to Krudo in winners round 2, then ran the entire losers bracket through Moki, a 3-2 over Hungrybox, a 3-1 over Rat Monster before falling to Cody and Grands. He played with heart, he played with passion, and had the best pop-up of the tournament versus H-Box. I felt like after those 2 sets, Rat Monster and H-Box, he looked spent. He looked like he was adrift and landed on shore, and now he's announced a 3-month break. Is this break the right call? And what does the top of Melee look like without Zane until near winter?
how did Zane have the best pop off of the tournament when Hungrybox fainted?
True.
It was still better. That's how good it was.
Seen it
He
before.
died.
He died.
hold that.
And
I've
came
seen,
back.
I've seen a derivative.
Wait,
honestly.
no,
He's
to
done it.
Richie's point, Zane didn't even have the best pop off of the set. Game 4, Juan hits the,
Oh yeah,
and then the
that
game
was
5.
crazy.
That was good aura. It
No,
was
the
good.
aura was intense. Yeah,
It was good. But Zane,
Come
Actually,
on,
the
never
best
said.
pop-up of the tournament was Billy Bats winning Supernova. and
Okay,
falling
fine.
on the
Yeah,
floor
that's
crying.
actually true.
Ooh.
That's actually
Yeah.
true. Really, that's
That made me tear up a little bit. I mean, that was so
Yeah.
Really,
proud
that's
of our
just
little
really
boy.
fun.
not to go off topic, but this is what happens when you put something just blatantly untrue in the premise. I mean, we can get back onto Zane.
No, let's keep
Zane's
going.
break.
Did you guys see the end of Krudo Rat Monster? Krudo's like half awake. He's off 5 Zins. He's just lost in some terrifying way. He hits the cleanest dap of all
Yeah.
time. It is immaculate.
It was good.
Mm-mm.
What
Kind
was
of
the
off topic, going back to the first topic.
Zane is taking a
Zane-
break. What's
Zane's
Melee
taking a
like
break.
without Zane?
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, Cody retired and got 5 times better. Zane's got to hit the Zenkai boost too. That's the only possible
Yeah.
way to get out of here. We have truly entered the end of the Bronze Age. There are no more top players left. You know, Rat Monster's going to win tournaments. Mewtwo King's going to win tournaments. Hungry
my
Box is going to win
goodness.
like 5 events. We are entering the bad part where we all forget how to read. We are going post-literate in this goddamn place.
I think we have to go back to Slippy Majors for a little while. Just keep it a little
Yeah.
easy on everybody. You know, save some money, don't travel, save some energy. It's a lot, especially after Gommel is a little hot in there. I think we can just take it easy with some Slippy Majors, and then we'll reset, come back in 2027 for Genesis.
See, return
I
of
think
Don't
the-
Test Me. I think it's time.
Don't
I think
test
the
me.
thing with Zane, there's 2 things that I think are contributing to this, and the reason a break is a good thing, a good idea. One, like the guy is the foremost player content creator in the community, and he puts a lot of effort into it and a lot of work into it. And we've talked a lot about it, so I don't want to belabor the point, but it does, like, the guy does work multiple hours every day streaming for content, and then he also is just off stream grinding all the time, and so it's a pretty exhausting schedule. The second thing is that Zane story, and it's a funny thing to say because he's been so dominant for so long, but his story in Melee is of overcoming demons and odds placed against him.
Mhm.
There are so many matchups where he has struggled in it, and then he hits the lab and he puts in the fucking hours and he solves it. Hungry Box, Axe, Amsa. I mean, they get their lickbacks eventually, but you know, even the Falcons in his early career, right? Rat Monster,
Or losers
and-
bracket.
Cody has reversed it. He is flipping the script and now presenting Zane with the thing that no grinding can solve, where Zane had the lead for a while and Cody comes out and becomes a problem. And I don't think he's ever really dealt with that before. He has an upwards trajectory. He is not used to going like that. And I think he should take some time to figure out how he feels about it.
Yeah, one thing that Cody said in his post-win interview was that taking a break for him was really nice because it just reset his perspective. He was able to do more like VOD review and coaching, and in the process of coaching, he learned how to think more about the game, and it made him realize that he had these habits that he had never realized before, and was able to approach them with a brand new perspective and new energy, just kind of revitalized. And before he knew it, his entire like panic option select was just totally different than he had ever seen before. And I wouldn't be surprised if Zane taking a break ends up with something similar, where he just needs to refresh, have a new perspective, rethink about his default game plans, and then go from there.
I mean,
Coach one player is to coach the scene entire. Rishi?
Yeah, I think he's been delivering on what he has promised to the community. He is doing the job. He is, delivering content. He is fixing potholes. People are just posting pictures of potholes, and
Yeah.
he goes and fixes them. It's about time that he takes a break. He's going to be upstate for about a week. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's been ahead for a little while. I mean, you could argue that things have gotten a little bit shaky, but I think this is a really great time for him to just kind of reset his head. And like we said, in terms of the in-game play, like that's not really going to be what the difference maker is. You have to really get your head on straight, and I think this week-long vacation is going to do him a lot of good.
And he's got to work on his friendship with Governor Lon, and I think When that comes through, we're gonna see some money flooding into, the Marth players' pockets.
Yeah.
And his stream numbers
Yes,
are
in
doing
my
great every time he
battlefield.
puts out a video. A lot of people watch it very quickly. He's got people engaged in Marth municipal government in a way that I think.
Plus, as
And he
someone
gets
who
the
took
grandma vote. Oh, sorry, Lod. Go for
That's
it.
true. As someone who took an 8-month break from the game, barely touched a controller, and then went and win a major, I can confirm that taking breaks is sometimes pretty good.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
To argue with that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next topic. Hungrybox clutched a last stock game 5 over slug, leapt out of his chair, grabbed a nearby CRT, then passed out. He then got up and finished 4th, losing only to Cody and Zane. Lod, as our medical professional, what happened to that man's body? And is popping off a cardiovascular event? And then for the other pundits, what's the hardest you've ever popped off? And did you stay conscious?
I think we call this a vasovagal response. This is where your kind of like nervous system goes into hyperdrive. I think he was in extreme amount of pressure and nerves for an extended amount of time, and it all just kind of boiled up and erupted, and then his body shut down for a second. And so not the most uncommon thing in high stress situations. A little bit odd that it happens mid tournament, but this is an intense game. It can happen.
Well, it's also it's from the pop off. It's the standing up, right? It's
Yeah.
the blood, the
Zane, you should be a
orthostatic
doctor.
hypertension.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Good
don't
point.
tell my mom
missed
that. She
that.
would love to hear you say it. Or Jake's mom. She would also love to hear that.
She'd love that.
If both of us were doctors. I think he's fine, man. I think no one pops off like him. It goes to reason that no one is going to faint like him either, except for Wizroom. What was the second part of the question, Jack?
What's the hardest you've ever popped off?
Oh, the hardest I have ever popped off is when Laudandus made top 8 at Pound by beating infinite numbers, unironically.
Ooh.
And
I remember
I do
that.
remember that actually.
I
That's
did
amazing.
mess up, but I did almost fall. I did almost fall over. Yeah.
Nintendo.
Huh? Oh, it was Nintendo.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
anyone's
no.
ever beaten Rich Boy Rich.
I thought it was.
Nintendo.
It was Ladandus beat. It was one of them. They were both at that
Yeah.
tournament.
What about
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Chrome?
Because Ian made. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. He beat an ice climb.
Yeah, I mean,
it was.
I
sick.
can't believe Spark beat Chudat and Slug, and we're just never going to see any footage of that ever.
Because
So
so
lost,
It's
lost
in the
media at
mind
this
of
point.
Mikey.
There's footage. There's footage of him beating Slug. Or no.
Oh, God, man.
Yeah.
It's like when he beat Mango and Amsa and everybody at that one Smash camp, and we all just pretended it didn't happen.
It
'cause
did.
No,
it's
no,
Spark.
not Slug.
Uh,
Who's the
no,
ICs that he beat at Gauntlet?
No, I mean, like, obviously Hungrybox needs help. That boy needs to get in the gym. We got it. Come on. That's
He's
not
fine.
good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it was great when he almost dropped a TV on his head. Clearly, we got to do something with him. We got to, I mean, come on.
There is
This-
something
this is
cyclical
a-
happening here, though, where I do think that Hungrybox is one of the most content-brained people that I've ever met, and I think that when his content is doing well, it probably brings him joy, as it should, because that's
Yeah.
his career. So I think the fact that this one clip is doing the round, I had somebody at my job this week say, "Hey, I heard a Smash player passed out at a tournament. Do you know him?" I was like, "Yes, I do know him." And it brought me back to 10 years ago when HBox told me that he imagines when he's playing, there's a particular weapon aimed at his head. And I think he
The
feels an immense amount of relief when he wins because he gets to live. And I think then he popped off and it went a little bit too hard. And now the numbers are coming in and it's looking good. And his blood pressure is probably going to go back to normal
You're
for a little
saying
while.
all the blood flowed in and engorged certain areas of his body, and it caused a problem for him.
It happens all the time.
Any such
Sure.
cases.
You could say that's one
We
way
all-
you
we
could
all
say that
popped off in
sentence.
that specific way. Chroma, what was the biggest pop-off you've ever had?
Can't say it on screen.
Okay. Lod? Was it this weekend or this last
Oh,
weekend?
for sure this weekend. See,
Yeah.
this is where everything comes full circle because HBox is known for popping off and throwing a chair off of the stage. Turns out when I beat HBox, I knocked my chair over into the audience, which like I'm very glad that didn't actually appear on too many camera angles because it's a little bit embarrassing. But the camera went straight back into the audience. A bunch of people who like caught it and like gently lowered it to the ground and raised it back up for me. But I didn't even
Just
realize
as guilty
that.
as Juan, but you get away with it.
I got away with it. I didn't even know until afterwards, until I think like
You
Rishi
throw
told me.
chairs like Juan, you Z jump like Cody.
Yeah, seriously.
But nobody says
You got
anything.
it all.
No one says anything.
He's not a real doctor. He's just sitting around smoking weed all the time. We're all just
That's what
making
I'm
stuff up.
saying.
It's the real reason I don't go to tournaments. It's just I don't want.
That's
the
what
clout.
I'm saying. I want to see Juan powerlift. I think we can
Oh
channel.
my God, Rishi, what's your favorite? What's your pop-off?
In Melee, I have popped off, but like very quietly. Like I'll like pump my
Yeah, you
fist,
don't
like
Yeah.
yes, I won. There was one set that I won, and I actually jumped out of my chair. I was like a true pop off, and it was either to make top 32 or it was in top 32 of the first ever SmashCon in the Smash 4 bracket. It was
Oh.
it was the last game, last stock. My Kirby
It was your Kirby, yeah.
versus Remzi, and I had been making a run in this bracket. So I lost early. I beat like 4 or 5 people in a row. I was playing Rosalina, I was playing Kirby, and in this set I was Kirby, and I hit him with a back air, and I did not know if it was going to kill because the calculations for killing in that game are just crazy with rage, and it killed him at like 80, and I was not expecting it to kill. So then I popped off out of my chair. That was the only time I've like genuinely popped off. In
Didn't
Melee,
you
you
win
know
a
what's gonna.
tournament? Didn't you win a tournament with Rosalina killing with an up air at like 20%?
I
Is that Toon Link at Xanadu? Did you pop off for
Yeah.
that, or were you just so
I did
shocked?
not pop
He
off
knew.
for killing him. At
The
20%.
whole room was just like, huh? 20%?
I just saw that guy at Scarlet Classic. Shout outs to Biddy.
Yeah.
He's a homie. But yeah, he's still playing. He's still playing Ultimate, and I think he
Alright.
was there playing competitive Pokemon.
I
But yeah,
can't remember.
I'll never forget that, and he never forgets that either because that set was crazy. It was
That
like
is
a
beast.
20% kill.
I can't remember for me what it
Okay.
is. Probably Royal Flush is my go-to answer because I was there and it was like a religious experience in that room. It was truly as if like some spirit moved through everybody in unison. It was except for Armada, who I assumed was not having as good of a time.
I
And
did
then- but
almost
I-
pop off when. Oh, sorry, you finish. You
No,
finish.
you got it.
When Mango beat Leffen at Genesis, I do think I almost passed out.
Well,
when that happened.
popping off for other people,
That
I
was
did
crazy.
just tweak my back a week and a half ago when Lod beat Hungrybox.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my biggest pop-offs have been for others. The biggest one for myself
Oh,
that I
yeah,
can
yeah, never for myself.
remember is like in the last couple years when I got Diamond in League of Legends. I was alone in my house and I
were
popped off
cooking.
because it was the first time I'd done it. And I was just, it was like silent, but I like ran laps around my house. I was yes.
If
That's
I
a
win a
big
set
accomplishment.
at Stock Exchange, I never pop off. When I beat a fucking Plat Falco on ranked at 3 a.m., that's when you'll see me get out. of
That's
my
right.
There's something about overcoming the self-loathing, or maybe it's that
Yes.
you're coming
Ugh.
from a place of self-loathing.
It
that
is,
makes you wanna
exactly.
pop off.
I beat
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. And yeah, this guy, and because all those people playing at 3 a.m. are just evil, and you have
They
to
are
be
evil.
Let's
Yeah.
move on to our next, except for you. Let's move on to our next topic. Melee has been played in barcades, churches, and college basements. Now, at last, a strip club. Is this the greatest venue innovation since the Nintendo, Wii brought us into retirement homes, or is it a bridge too far? What's the etiquette of a tournament at a strip club, and who will win the first strip club major?
I think this is a natural sequence as Melee players have been putting $1 bills and $5 bills on their TVs for money matches for years. And so this is just the next logical step. You just use those dollar bills you put on the TV for other.
Somebody finally noticed.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised.
I think that answer is very optimistic. I think the era of Melee players having cash on them is over. I think somebody at that strip club probably thought it was going to be a really cool idea. And I think when the tournament happened, whoever's idea it was at that strip club probably is never going to do it again.
Statistically speaking, Portland, Oregon has the highest amount of strip clubs per capita of any city. In
Why do you know that?
US.
No, not that.
Something I
Everybody
learned
knows
while I was
that.
there.
What do you mean everybody knows that? There's no way everybody knows that.
Ooh.
So
Almost all of us knew that.
if I'm just going by the odds, first person to win a strip club major, Portland, Oregon. Yeah, I'm gonna say Salt. I'm gonna say she's gonna go down and win the Portland strip club major. Or
good.
Moff. Moff is the other one.
With the
No.
halo.
No, they're
Huh?
both going to be acting unwise in the strip club. Neither of them are going to be playing any melee at all. You know, I've been getting a little bit sick of Ohan. He's been playing a little bit too tight to the chest. If you go on to Start GG and you look at where Tipped Off is, it won't tell you where the venue is. And I will be
did notice
revealing
that.
on Fourside
That's
that it
pretty
will be
crazy.
occurring in the illustrious Magic City. They have VIP rooms. They have lighting. It's going to be incredible. And so our first winner of the strip club major will, of course, be a locked-in, dialed-in Cody Schwab.
Wait, Arjun, are you going to that tournament?
He will get.
I am,
His,
yeah.
he will not accept.
I don't
his-
know.
We'll see.
He will not accept the lap dance that comes with the first place prize.
He's the Smithers
Respectfully decline.
Just
Can
like,
you imagine?
I think we
Ohan,
can all
make
agree
this
though that Kyle Krudo will be the first one to drown in poles. Pun intended.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm giving you points for that because that's how I am too. Let's move on to our next topic. CEO is this weekend in Orlando. Championship rings, wrestling entrances, Floridian lizards on the side of the road. The field includes Cody Schwab, Hungrybox, Wizrobax, and Krudo. Zane and Joshman both DQ'd out. A chance now for each of you to come into your next episodes with starting points like Zane did here. What are your predictions, your winner picks, your dark horses, and most importantly, the entrance song you'd each walk out to?
One more time, who's going?
Cody, Hungrybox,
sorry, did you need to hear past the first name to know who's gonna win the fucking tournament?
Cody Schwab.
Cody,
Okay, he can't be the dark horse though. We got to think about the dark horse too.
You can look it up. You can look up the bracket.
All right,
I don't have like a
I'm
full
pulling
list.
up the Start GG
Yeah,
page.
okay.
I gotta have some hot takes besides Cody's gonna win.
I'll give you all
He's the
permission.
winner, the dark horse.
Dark horse, easy. It is the woman I just mentioned. It's Moff. I think she's been due a run for a while. And moreover, there are two Pikachus. I don't know if they're in her bracket, but Jeichu and Axe are both there, right? So Moff can thrive off that. She's honestly had an okay year in general. She just hasn't been to too much. In her hometown, you have Krudo now seeded to make winner's side. There's a lot of people there who can potentially lose to Moff. I think that she's a really, really good pick.
I think Krudo is actually my pick. He's been due for a huge tournament win for a long time. He won Full Bloom last year.
Yeah,
Over
Lod,
pretty
you
heavy
were
competition.
Yeah, sorry.
as-
Can you remember the name of that tournament series?
Yeah,
It's just
Lod.
so-
Lod, would you say that Full Bloom, if you had won it, would it have been a major
Uh,
for you
I
in your
don't know.
heart?
in my heart, probably. But
That's all that matters.
but I don't think any like top 5 was there, which I think kind of has to happen. But I mean, Krudo's beaten HBox. Like there was a local a couple weekends ago where he beat him twice, the same tournament, which is like insane because historically that was like, it was kind of not really talked about how bad that matchup was on Sheik's perspective, just because like Peach does worse and that matchup doesn't happen that much, and other players have like switched to other characters, and so we just don't see Sheik puff that much. But like Krudo has done so well in that matchup, he can do it. He just needs kind of like certain stars to align in order to actually connect all the dots and make it happen.
My two counterpoints. One, Plup and Hungrybox went back and forth for years at the Florida locals, with Plup taking sets with Sheik. And so I think that HBox at locals is just not the same.
Sure.
It's just not the same. And then two, would you still say that if, having now looked at the bracket, I could tell you that Moff is playing Krudo for winner's side top 8?
I don't know. Just like you popped off for LLODYSSEY beating Infinite Numbers or whoever, I think that Sheik Ices is actually not horrible.
The recent data supports that
From
opinion.
Zayd, specifically.
Zayd.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know. I've always been a believer in that matchup because my secondary Sheik, for some reason, is really, really good at that matchup because all I do is like full hop, falling back air or whatever. The only ICs to ever change my mind about that was Nikki, because playing him as Sheik is the worst, it's the most miserable thing ever. But I mean, I think it's fine. And like Krudo, he's been able to turn a lot of matchups on their head. I think that's just another one that he would do just fine at.
This is something that you did claim to me once, is that you beat every ice climber that isn't Nikki with your Sheik.
I'm pretty confident about that. Maybe not anymore because I don't play Sheik as much, but I think that match was fine.
So I was looking at the bracket a little bit. I think Cola is going to be Prof and Hungrybox, but the winner of this tournament is going to be somebody that always pops off whenever he decides to, especially if it's in Florida. It's Panda. Panda is going to run through this bracket and just straight up win. Krudo is going to eliminate all of the Pikachus and all of the Falcons. Krudo is 8 billion and 0 against like every Falcon.
Like a
And then
bug
Panda's
snapper.
just going to clean that shit up. I mean, that's how this always works. You know, the lion is unfortunately devoured by the greater lion, which is Panda.
All right, real quick.
How do
each of you-
pandas do against lions?
In the
We
wild.
don't have enough data. I've
We don't have
set
the
up a
data.
foundation.
Each of you, your walkout songs.
Well,
Let's
I
start
I just want to give my hot take real
Okay,
fast.
go for it, go
Just
for it.
Having looked at the bracket, this is going to tie to something we had talked about a little while ago, which is I feel that Samus is very underrepresented right now at the top level, and I noticed that Wevins is in the bracket. I hate to put all my hopes on the singular Samus player at this one tournament, but I would like to see Wevins do well, and I think Wevins has a potentially good bracket in front of him.
Silver here? It's like
I
Silver's
did
a
not
beast.
see Silver on there,
Ah.
but maybe it could just be a lower seed.
CEO actually holds a very special place in my heart because that was the very first top 8 that I ever made in 2018. And I actually did get a walkout song that year, walking into the ring. I chose Firework by Katy Perry, of course. and I
Whoa, no
would
way!
100% choose that again.
Wow, big
Okay.
shock.
Big shock.
Chroma, what would you pick?
Thin Lazy Cowboy.
Zane?
I Like Birds by Eels. A song where they primarily go, I like birds, because someone has to do it. No one else does these
They
days.
don't like eels.
Fucking hate 'em.
Rishi?
Espresso Macchiato by Tommy Cash.
Okay.
That's my guy.
Our next topic is really about you, Rishi. The people demand answers. Jungle Jam. Give us the State of the Union. What's your vision? What do you need from the citizens of Fourside to make, progress happen? And for the other pundits, how do we pressure Rishi into resurrecting the jam?
I'm going to keep my comments on my Jungle Jam more personal as opposed to macro. I feel like it's not going to be very interesting for me to talk about like the state of it at large, but I can say that I do frequently wish that I had more ways to play my Jungle Jam. I think it is still a very fun way to access the game. I think it's still a very competitive way, maybe the competitive way if you buy my arguments from however many years ago it was at this point, maybe 7 years ago.
Six.
The main rule set has adopted many of your suggestions, like banning wobbling.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I think my arguments all still held up. I'm pretty sure the framework that I put forth has been used by other communities since then. But I personally wish that I were playing more Rishi's Jungle Jam. I think maybe we have had a huge influx of players since then who are not maybe aware of it, and maybe that I'm starting to edge into the macro, which I don't want to get into, but I'll leave it at that. That personally, I would like to play more. I think one of the last times I played was with Junebug, and we turned on the Super Shine Bros mod, and that was very, very fun. That's the mod where every character gets either Fox or Falco Shine. It was a really fun way to play Rishi's Jungle Jam.
Anybody else have Jungle Jam comments?
Yeah, I have something to say.
I would love to hear it.
it. The history of this mode has been confused, I think, in the annals. Because when Rishi's Jungle Jam was first introduced, it was on an episode of the podcast Analog. And yet for some reason, when the first Rishi's Jungle Jam event was run, just months later, the co-host of said podcast, myself, was not invited by the fucking Save Melee committee to participate. In terms of how we
Not
get Rishi's
months
Jungle Jam
later.
back,
It was like a less than 2 week turnaround.
It wasn't Zane's Jungle Jam. It wasn't Analog's Jungle Jam.
I mean, it's just that there were 3 white guys and they saw I was half Indian and they said, oh, we only want the full one. It was pretty easy to
I think he's
understand.
Italian.
I'm looking at my
Pretty
notes.
messed
That is
up.
exactly what I said.
Yeah,
Word
exactly.
for word.
But
that
here's
is
what I'm going to say.
far from what I
Here's what
said,
I'm going to say in
yes.
terms of how you get it back. When we were doing the podcast, Rishi was a fucking hound for the money. It was all he cared about. He just wanted more views, more sponsorships, more ad revenue, and
I've been
was
very
trying
upfront
to do
about
it for
that,
the
by the
soul.
way. I've
Yeah.
been very upfront
Yeah.
about that.
But it was the reason that the podcast eventually broke up. We were at dinner right after Laud won Gommel, and we were taking a trip down memory lane, looking at old episodes of the podcast. And by far, the most viewed episode of the podcast is Rishi's Jungle Jamalog, which was very disappointing to Zane, who thought he was our most popular episode.
Yeah.
So, Rishi will follow where the money is. You just have to place a fucking dollar bill in front of him.
If you
on a
remember
TV at a strip club.
At Shine, that Rishi's Jungle Jam video got more views than any video in top 8, and perhaps more than many of them combined.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I mean, I didn't want to talk about the macro pieces of it because of what Zane just brought up, but since it's on the table now, I might as well say my piece, which is just that it's become clear that one cannot sustain a career in Super Smash Bros. Melee by just being a competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee player. There's not any money in it. When's the last time I entered enough tournaments to be ranked? It was over 4 years ago, so I've seen this coming for a long time. I think if players are serious about making a career in this game, they should probably take a look at the nature of the game itself. I think if we bring back Rishi's Jungle Jam, there might be a little bit more cash flow.
Which is the
Rishi,
only thing that matters.
I'm gonna speak to you here. You've heard from the artiste, the MFA. I'm gonna talk dollars and cents, some real money here. We have got a lot of people that have never experienced this this mode of the game, and frankly, and this was something we commented on when Jungle Jam came out the first time. These players were playing against Hero, they were playing against Minecraft Steve, they're playing against Bayonetta. Yeah. Rishi's Jungle Jam was the fairest game that any of these Ultimate players have ever seen in their lives. So what we do is we pitch them. Hey, you want to be like Cola? You want to be like your good buddy Cola? Come take all of our money? Come play Rishi's Jungle Jam. That's more like what you like. And then as soon as we have them in, as soon as we have their eyeballs, we shut them out by saying it's only going to happen at strip clubs. 21 plus only, Rishi's Jungle Jam. Winner gets a lap dance. And we've solved everything. Baker probably comes back immediately.
You would cut
He was in the bracket.
You would cut a fair number of Ultimate players out by making it 21 plus, but I do take issue with the implication that Rishi's Jungle Jam is somehow more Mickey Mouse than regular Melee, and therefore Ultimate players would enjoy it. I think it actually goes the other way.
Think, and then they'll learn the depth of it. They can't camp anymore because you have to get the items.
It seems you walked yourself into a rhetorical corner of which there is no escape. So
you don't understand the vision, Jack.
Well,
I think. Go ahead.
Do you know what the description is? What had just happened when we did Rishi's Jungle Jamalog is that Arjun got 4th at Supernova. The description for Rishi's Jungle Jamalog, the part of the episode no one remembers, is we demonstrate the intricacies of the mode, talk about Laud being the best player in the world at Super Smash Con, and confuse Midwest Fox players. So the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Maybe this was a good time to bring back Rishi's Jungle Jam.
All cyclical, baby.
Odd one from 4th to 1st. Where can Rishi's Jungle Jam go from here?
That's right. Here is Ken, accompanied by husband and wife. Lod, what do you think about
I think the protagonist of RJJ moving forward has to be Rat Monster. I think that metagame is entirely designed for, goofy characters.
Go crazy on that.
Like the jumping through a platform into a Luigi waveland is probably the coolest thing in the game. Like of everything that anybody has ever done, it's probably that like movement pattern that Luigi is able to do. And having so many platforms that are able to do that all in close proximity means that Rot Monster would go insane in that game mode. And I think you could bring the fire to RJJ that is desperately needed.
I'm giving you a lot of points because the minute you said that, I immediately DM'd Sheridan. Let's bring back Rishi's Jungle Jam at Genesis. It's time.
I want to refine that point just a little bit. Just for Rishi's Jungle Jam, something that you have to keep in mind is that vertical mobility plays a huge role in a character's success. I think that's going to be a weak point for Luigi a little bit. He likes to have horizontal space. His killing ability is amazing. His control of the main platform is amazing. The fact that you can jump through it and wave dash and everything. I'm actually going to say a better character and potentially a player who is even more rapidly improved than Rap Monster and who plays a similar character is going to be Seabass on the Dr. Mario.
Yep.
Fair enough. I do think that Rap Monster will be able to do like wavelands on platforms, and while it will actually be slow, it will have the aesthetic appearance of speed, and that will be sufficient for the players and the viewers at home so that we get our cash flow. moving again, because it has been stagnant.
Plus, imagine edge canceling misfires on those goofy side leaning platforms. Like you can't
I
beat
think
it.
he would go too far every single time, unfortunately. You would just, you're going
This
straight
is
into the
Rap
fucking clap trap.
Monster. This is,
There's a-
Okay,
You
can
gotta
I just
figure out
say,
a way.
can I just say, I'm sorry, PTAS, to call you out like this. During all of the Rap Monster sets, he kept being like, dude, he edge canceled the misfire. If you've ever played any Luigi,
Come
you
on
know
now.
it just happens because he's traveling so far horizontally.
They're all
It
aiming
just
for it,
happens
too.
when you misfire.
What makes Rap-M's misfires crazy is, number one, that he'll occasionally set up a outward-facing Rap misfire as like a punish just for fun, and that he gets them in miracle spots,
Yeah,
right?
the one on Zane that's what it is. That's the
Yeah.
ones we care.
Yeah. All right.
He's
Let's
doing
skip our
too
next
many.
topic, which had a cool Chiron about how C9 should sponsor the weapon. Shout outs to the weapon, and about how Falco is losing. But we're gonna skip right to our
It's not
tiebreaker
Korean
in the
enough.
interest of time.
What?
What?
I love the weapon.
Yeah, but it was about how Falco is doomed, and I didn't want to torture Zane with the fifth topic about that. His fifth episode in a row.
Fine, Falco's fine. The weapon's doing great. He's top 25.
Yeah, I think the weapon is. That's what I'm saying. C9 should sponsor the weapon as the best Falco
Up there with
player.
Donkey Kong. Yeah, good. That's about where Falco goes.
Okay,
Is he top
that's good.
25?
Topic over. Tiebreaker.
28?
This is our Odyssey themed Homeric tiebreaker.
Oh, he's 21. Wow, never mind.
So here we go. Sing to me now of your heroes, the players whose deeds have inspired you. Why should the ages remember them? Make me believe they're immortal. And of course, the way the tiebreaker works is I will start with the player with the lowest amount of points, and we will rotate to the one with the most. Unless you have an objection to this, you both shook your head in delirious disappointment.
No. It was something else.
Okay,
in my
fine.
room.
Sing to me now of your heroes, the players whose deeds have inspired you. Why should the ages remember them? Make me believe they're immortal. Let's start with Chroma09.
Man, this is legitimately not possible. Aiden's pride, riches untold as he stars on podcasts. He shows up to a city and he does not check in. The weapon.
Very good.
I could see follow the bouncing ball there for Jake as he was reading. As he
Fucking
was
hating this
doing.
question, man.
Zane?
Hark, ye grounded modern birds. Pay homage to your elder, whose wings never clipped, were clad in bright sky blue. He of first hit up air, the movement helter-skelter. Watch my feet, motherfucker. No one did it like Zoo.
Very good. Very good. Wise Zane. Rishi.
This will be a tribute to my brother, the Gommel winner, also my competitor on this show today. Lod scrubs in, the scrubs scrub out. He is clear-eyed in his pursuit of perfection. Z-jump, down smash. Emily Wilson finds in him no shame. The transient nature of a smash god is nothing when compared to the tenacity of Lod.
That's good.
I choked it. I know what I should have done.
Lod.
Mine is also based on my favorite player, myself. This is the LLODYSSEY. 20 years of dust and sweat, a Z-jumping controller, a safe bet. Then LLODYSSEY cried, "Let's float away! I only live for the floaties to play!" He poked H-Box's only eye and made old Moki scream and cry. He turned the crowd to crab-thrown snacks, ignoring the power-outs and safety tracks. When Ultimate crowds sang their high-pitched tune, he made the Peaches scream and swoon. On stage, Game 5, broken slow, one Luigi wouldn't let this tournament go. He threw a turnip at a plumber's overalls and smashed the teenager in a well-fought brawl. H-Box poured him a Greek white wine and said, "Next time, just beat me online."
He's already dead, man. Holy fuck.
I hate it here. 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 I hate
Jake
it
sucks
here.
so bad.
I hate it here.
That is it. That is Lod winning our pundit battle. We're gonna go to the battle on Fourside.
I have one more.
Congratulations. Oh, fine.
I have one more. Let him do it. Let him do it.
Lod
Let him
has
say
won
it.
it.
P.S. Hugo, I find it kind of odd. Got swept by Lod. Got swept by Lod.
I actually, that was my second choice, was just straight up lyrics from that.
Yeah, that would have been good enough to win, but too late.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the fight.
He's
All
gonna.
right, we have Enfeftment versus Rosamund Spike
Hey,
versus
shut up.
Odysseus.
This is Lod. This is your floor to commentate. Shill your stuff. We hand the floor to you.
Odysseus, channeling the god, the LLODYSSEY himself, started with a 7% handicap, and is now just way dashing along the UFO, proving that he is the chosen one. Meanwhile, Chroma is also channeling the other version of Lod, just holding down and pressing down on the C-stick. Turns out that sometimes is enough to win you a major tournament. Meanwhile, Zane, the outcast, the one Spacey who should be the only Spacey on the stage if Jack wasn't, screwing up all the rules, somehow side beast to his death and is watching as Jack is just getting blundered. This is the nice part about two Peaches on screen. There's no one that you can really point to as being the lamest, since they share the lameness equally. It's a pretty good 50-50 split here. We see Odysseus stock tanking, as I think he and Enfeftment have created an unspoken pact to just destroy these species. Not let them do anything. I think that Zane and Jack just want to have fun, traipsing along these high buildings, flying to the air as these space animals long for. But the Peaches keep them grounded, just like the turnips that they are chucking to end their lives. Rishi still have 4 stocks. I don't really know. He's just floating out there living his best life.
You got
I
anything you
love
want people at home to look out for from you?
For me personally, I signed up for a few tournaments over the next few months. I did kind of write this year off in terms of rankings at the beginning of the year, because I was like, I probably don't have time to go to anything for the first half. Maybe I can squeeze in like 1 or 2 tournaments in the second half. But I felt like it would be horrible to, win a huge tournament and be unranked for the end of the year. So I'm going to do my best to enter a few more events, become eligible for the end of year rankings. Who knows if I'll do well. I think for me, I clearly only do well if I take an 8-month break from playing, and that's not going to happen for these next few tournaments, so we're going to see what happens. But I think it'll be fun. All of the... oh, wow. Yeah, I taught Rishi about linked flow cancel aerials the other day, and saw him almost try to do one. It's nice to see. Apparently you can teach an old Smash God some new tricks. Alright, Jack finally dies.
Do I steal the stock? This is Lod's call.
Yes, 100%. Do it.
Brother!
The sliding down smash. We need a good name for that. Wow, what the?
I don't want to speak.
What? Huh? Oh my god. It is a little embarrassing. I don't know what Peach's up smash is like, actual smash or like, melee move name is, but I'm sure you could think of something really good for that. Need a name for that. This is like if Lod wanted to fight Rat Monster with his own medicine by wave dashing on the space platform and get Luigi's wave dash. All right, enough stalling, folks. Let's get this over with. It's my bedtime. It is my bedtime. We found out in doubles. Found out in doubles earlier today that Jack's favorite thing to do with Fox is to just full hop back here, which is a legit strategy against Peach.
Jack, you're not allowed to play these anymore.
Rishi's going for it. Wow. Yeah, Rishi was going for a wave dash up tilt. Hidden tech against Fox. One cute trick that Peach has against Fox is you can actually forward air Fox's shield and then up tilt. And It can shield poke. Partial jab. Rishi claims that if a Spacey is ever off stage against his Peach, they will die. Clearly, he is wrong.
Come on, Jack.
I mean-
He sucks.
Charging. Ooh,
Oh, the bait.
the juice. Nice falling up.
Rishi,
there.
I need you to not have this happen to you.
Partial jazz smash.
Let Josh.
Go to the. All right. Well played all around. GG's.
GG's.
That was the worst.
GG.
That was the
He
worst.
took
That
my
was probably
money.
the worst Fourside fight of all time.
Jack, why?
Lod, I asked Lod. I said, should I
It
take
was my
it?
call.
Lod said, take it.
You can blame me for that.
Jake was at 174%.
And yet he still lived for like 5 minutes.
Lod said, if you want to be a real Peach like me, you have to win from
You
this
take this
position.
That's right.
All right, that has been our show. Congratulations to Lod, the winner of Fourside
you,
Fights.
thank
And
you.
congratulations to Rishi, the winner of the fight on Fourside. We will see you all in 2 weeks after CEO to discuss whatever happens there. Bye.
Oh.